Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes, and we're live right now on a team broadcast here for Millionaire Mentoring. And tonight is a really, really special treat, guys. I got to say to you that I am so incredibly proud of Michelle right now. You have no idea. Just 90 days ago, guys, Michelle was literally a complete newbie, okay? She'd never had any real true success. She'd never seen herself on the leaderboards. She'd never knew the strategies on how to become a top recruiter. But she did something really, really interesting, something that sets her apart from all the people out there that are in the industry. How does a person go from being a complete newbie and 90 days later see themselves in the top 10 of the entire company, guys? I'm talking about over tens of thousands of people that are in this company. What separates her from the rest of the people? What did she do differently that everybody else isn't doing that allowed her to become one of the top 10? She ranked number 9 out of the whole company for having the most signups in a single day. So, Michelle, first of all, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Darren. It's an honor to be here.
Now, Michelle, we're just seeing a black screen. Can we see it all, or?
A black screen?
Yeah.
That's weird. I see me on here. Hold on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no worries. We got
What do you see
we got
now?
Michelle. We got Michelle in the darkness to here today.
Weird.
Okay, no problem. So Michelle, you know what? This is a really, really inspirational story for so many people. I mean, I believe that your story can really empower people. It can inspire people and lift them up to take them to the next level of their personal breakthrough. So first of all, Michelle, tell me, what did you do differently? What shifted for you that allowed you to go from somebody that's never had really any major success before to ranking in the top 10 of the entire company for the most amount of recruits? What did you do differently?
Well, Darren, I think what it was I I said, this is it. I am tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I drew my line in the sand. I completely surrendered my ego. I said, whatever it takes is what I'm going to do. I kept showing up for your millionaire mentoring. I I did exactly what you showed me to do. I copied and pasted what you had put out, and it allowed me to reach out to my community and made I could build relationships that way, and instead of trying to pitch and sell, I was able to build rapport and bring value to my community, and basically that's what set me apart, I believe.
Okay. So guys, I just want to sort of kind of summarize the steps here that Michelle is talking about, because so many people start a business and they have a big dream. They have a big vision of wanting to create a freedom lifestyle, okay? Now, because of the human condition, okay, now don't beat yourself up for this, guys, okay, because we all face this. I face this, okay? In our early childhood programming, our program that runs is based upon words that we hear from our parents. No, don't, stop, and be careful. And that early running of the program, because we don't even understand the language yet, okay, we don't even know how to speak, right? What it does is it creates something called the human condition, where we have deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundary. Challenges, right? And our ego, right, wants to keep us safe. Our ego does not want to make a change because it's got this fear syndrome going on, right? It thinks that anything that's a change could possibly mean pain, right? And the ego does not want to have any type of change, so the ego will keep you safe. But here's the interesting thing. When most people start a business, instead of just following the basic rules, right? They're not difficult. I mean, Michelle, let me ask you this. Was it difficult for you to copy what was on my wall and paste it onto your wall? Was that hard for you to do?
No, in fact, it was a lot easier to do that than to go find my own stuff. It was much easier.
Exactly. So here's the interesting thing, guys, is that, you know, when we were growing up through in elementary school and then going into high school and even into university, there was sort of a rule that if you copied somebody, it meant that you were cheating, right? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember growing up through elementary school and, you know, if you copied somebody's homework or you looked over their shoulder if they were writing an exam and you got caught, oh my God, that meant massive pain. That meant that you were cheating, right? So the interesting thing is that in business, right, it's totally opposite, guys. They call that masterminding, right? So why would you want to try to reinvent the wheel? So what Michelle did was she said, okay, what I'm currently doing is not working, right? That was her baseline. So she drew a line in the sand and she said, I will no longer stand for my reality the way that it is any longer, period, okay? So she took my copy and she posted it on her wall. Okay, now keep in mind, guys, we're in a business of personal development, okay? Now, from me writing copy, the stuff that I'm writing is coming from 25 years of being in personal development. So the stuff that I'm writing is a lot of times from personal breakthroughs, personal experiences, mentoring, Tony Robbins, Dr. Lee Poulos, Dr. Dov Baron. A lot of the content that I create is from real life personal experience in making millions and millions of dollars, guys. So why not just take that and put it on your wall? Okay, so that was the first thing that she did. She surrendered her pride, she surrendered her ego, she drew that line in the sand, and she said, enough is enough. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to go to the top, right? So she started to take that content and put it on her wall. So Michelle, let me ask you this. When you just did that one simple thing, okay, so you said, okay, I'm not going to try and reinvent the wheel. I'm going to take the content that I see is already producing results, and I'm going to post that onto my wall. Tell me what happened. What happened to your engagement? What happened to your level of participation? What happened to your ability to be able to connect with those people that hit the like button or commented to find out what's going on in their life and to find out what you could do as a leader to help eliminate their pain, solve a problem, or connect them to their passion? What happened for you?
Well, I got a lot more engagement, as you well know, and they were more. I think they were more willing to listen to me. You know, I think the energy was a lot different because of the value I was providing. You know, rather than posting like a pitchy, salesy type post, or you know, coming from like a more like of a plea kind of a post or a salesy post, I was, you know, providing so much of a value that these people were coming to me from a, you know, um, uh, kind of a, like looking to me as a leader, because that's what I was placing myself as a leader. I was, you know, taking that role as a leader now, and that's how they look at me. And it made a huge difference in my in the community that I am in now.
Wow. So guys, here's what I'm going to share with you. You don't have to be a millionaire to be a millionaire mentor. It's very important that you guys get this. You don't have to be a millionaire to be a millionaire mentor. What you do have to have is content. Okay? Content changes everything. Okay? Say this again. Content changes everything. So once Michelle said, you know what, Darren, I'm just going to follow what works. I'm just going to take your content and I'm going to put it on my wall. Real simple, guys. Can anybody do that? Michelle, do you think that anybody could do that? To copy and paste and put it on their wall. Could anybody do that?
Yes, in fact, I've taught my little 6-year-old how to do that.
Wow, fantastic. So guys, that's a really good thing that Michelle actually brought up, because what I always say in marketing is that if your strategy cannot target or be effective so that a 5-year-old child can get it, then 95% of your market won't get it. Okay, so what Michelle's saying is that she could teach her 6-year-old daughter to, it's your daughter, right?
Yes, it's my daughter.
Okay. So she could take her 6-year-old daughter and teach her how to do that strategy. So highlight, copy, go over to your wall, and paste. Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. When a person starts to put out value to the marketplace, they are seen completely differently, guys. Completely differently. So if I take content that has value, that's going to get engagement from people, people are going to read that content and they're going to be inspired, they're going to be motivated, they're going to go, OMG, Michelle, thank you for giving me that strategy. Thank you for providing me with that value. So what do you think that they think about Michelle when she reaches out to say a quick hello? What was the difference in the response that you started getting from your audience, Michelle? The same people that were your friends, what was the difference that started happening once you did that?
Well, they were a lot more receptive. They were just a lot more open, you know? They're just a lot more open. And but my approach though changed too, though, you know. My approach to, because I wasn't looking to close them. My whole approach on building the relationship and stuff to them changed. So
Fantastic. So guys, here's what I'm going to share with you. If you look at this whole industry in a completely different way, yes, we have products. Yes, products get sold. Yes, people buy products, but they get sold in a different way than the features and benefits business model that most of us have come from. Real estate, mortgage brokers, insurance agents, automotive industry, those are all features and benefits. Power steering, power brakes, right? All-wheel drive, how many horsepower, how many seats does it have, right? In real estate, you've got how many bedrooms, right? How many square feet does it have? Does it have a 2-car garage? Does it have a 3-car garage? Does it have a view? Does it have a rooftop deck? How many bathrooms are in there, right? In the insurance industry, it's all about features and benefits. The mortgage industry, features and benefits. They're all very, very the same. This particular industry, guys, that we're talking about is a little bit different. So if you look at this as a personal development business model, that the goal, your goal, getting into this business model, guys, is to become a leader, right? That's your goal. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to become a leader? Real simple. You're going to copy what the leaders do, right? And you're going to start putting out content that solves people's problems. Okay, a little bit of a different angle. So you've got an unlimited number of people that you can have access to, right, that are already sold on the business model. They're never going to ask you, hey, is this a pyramid scheme, right? Is that legal, what you guys are doing? They're not going to ask you that because they've already gone through their education. They're already sold on this business model, but they have very, very distinct problems. They've run out of their friends and family, right? They don't have any new leads. They don't know what to do. They hate getting rejected. They don't like harassing their friends and family, right? They don't know what to do to close new prospects. They don't know how to upsell those people. They don't know how to get any team duplication happening. So what happens? Their dream is almost like it's dead, right? So they get very frustrated because they're sold on the model, but they can't make any money, even if they've got great products, right? They got great products, they got an amazing comp plan, the management team has a phenomenal track record, and they just can't make money. And it doesn't make any sense to them, right? As soon as they do this 180 flip, right, where they stop pitching people and they start asking people, what's happening in your life? Right? Now, when I reach out to people, I don't even know if I can help them. I don't even know if they've got a problem. Because if they don't have a problem, I can't help. Right? If they have everything under control and they're financially free and they're living their dream, they're living their passion, there's nothing I can do to help that person. Right? They're already on that path. But 97%, guys, 97% of this entire industry has the exact same problems. How about that? So if you become good at understanding this, if you become good at realizing that if you have this thing over here that can help those people solve their problems, you can teach them how to never ever get rejected in networking ever again, guys. Right? What would that be like if you never ever got rejected ever again in your business? Would that be a good thing? Absolutely it would. Would it be a good thing if you knew the exact formula that Michelle used to be able to recruit new reps into her business in 6 to 45 minutes? How about that? Because she did it, guys. She got into the top 10 on the leaderboards for the most amount of enrollments in a single day. A brand new newbie. Think about that. So somebody that had a dream, they had a vision, they didn't really know what to do, they drew a line in the sand, they surrendered their pride and their ego, they followed the formula, and wham, right? What made Michelle different? Here's what I will tell you. Every single week, she just showed up. How about that? Every single week, she just showed up for Millionaire Mentoring, right? Now, Michelle, let me ask you this. What made you say, you know what, I'm just going to show up for Millionaire Mentoring and I'm just going to do this formula? What made you get to that point?
Well, I love being with you. I love your Millionaire Mentoring. From the time I saw your videos, what you teach just resonates so deeply inside me that I just love it. And it seems to me that, you talk about the human condition and how we're constantly battling it. And what was happening was that I hadn't gone through that clearing process, and so things kept happening to keep me away from your Millionaire Mentoring. So once I had gone through the surrendering and the awakening and stuff, then I was able to show up. Before that, though, things just kept getting in the way of it, So I think that's what it was, because I had always wanted to be here and, be with you and show up and be on time and all that. But little things just kept getting in the way.
Now, Michelle, you brought up really something interesting, because a lot of times on our mentoring that we go through, I tell people that their gateway to their dream, their gateway to their future actually lies in cleaning up their past. Now, when you actually started to implement these strategies of subconscious mind tapping and going through the surrender and unleashing that inner alpha, that inner power that wanted to come out, and you were prepared to face your fears and just deal with the emotions, tell me what shifted for you.
Oh my gosh. Like my whole being was transformed. Like it, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the, everything on the outside just started changing magically. It's like there was no resistance anymore. Um, for example, my ex, who had always hated this industry and said that it broke us up, um, I had asked him if we could put the car and the truck up for sale, and then if I could get a loan so I could go all in with Empower. And he was like, sure. He had no resistance to it whatsoever. I was like, oh my gosh, that just like floored me. um, Another thing, a couple months ago, I had no place to live. I didn't know what was going to happen with my life. I'm now living here in a 3,000 square foot home. It's absolutely beautiful. I pay $400 a month for rent. I just things just keep happening. My business is growing. It's flourishing. There's no resistance anymore. I'm just like in the flow, and things are just flowing. And as long as I don't put my ego into things, things just flow. It's wonderful.
So Michelle, let me ask you this, because you know you're covering a lot of different stuff. I hope, guys, that you're taking notes here, because Michelle is living proof. Okay, living proof that it doesn't matter how much skill that you have when you start. It doesn't matter where you're at, right, on your life path. You could be completely flatline with nothing, okay, with nothing to your name, right, and follow these formulas, and within a 90-day period of time, start seeing yourself show up on the leaderboards. How about that, right? How about that, right? So, but what she's talking about, guys, is this. In the first level of the game, right, which is victimhood, we don't even realize what's going on. And we store all of these emotions, right, in here, right, in our Pandora's box. Now, you cannot get to the next level, which is manifestation, unless this stuff goes and gets out of your body. Once that gets out of your body, your physical being can go up to a higher vibration, right? So the fact that you can't get to that next level, it's not your fault, guys. Trust me on this. It's not your fault, right? But the people's biggest challenge is that they're scared. What happens if they open this up? How deep does that rabbit hole actually go? And it scares them, guys. It scares them. They don't know if they actually were to start crying and to let those emotions go, how long that would even last. What's going to happen? Oh my God. So the ego wants to keep them safe, right? The ego doesn't want them to open up that Pandora's box. So here's what happens for most people. Even when we talk about the exact steps that they have to do, and they can feel it, guys. They can feel it. They feel this thing right here, right? And it starts to do this, right? And that's scary, right? Debbie, let me ask you a question, because you've gone through a massive transformation in the last 90 days. When that first started happening for you, when that started happening, was it a little scary for you to go like, holy crap, what the heck is this?
It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And some of the things that I visited would floor me for 5 days. But after those 5 days, wow. just amazing. Just absolutely amazing what the process does to you, you know. And I'm so glad that I faced those fears, and I'm so glad that you guided me in the direction in order to face them, because there is so much that I have got rid of from the past that was hindering my future and killing where I was now. And it was just,
Wow.
it's just mind blowing.
So, guys, I want to just, acknowledge Debbie here right now because, I mean, Debbie, just be honest with everybody here. Just go into a little bit of vulnerability, okay? So when you and I first met, where were you at? Where would you classify yourself as being when you very first started on this path?
Although I didn't realize it, I was in victimhood and had been for most of my life. And until meeting you, one, I didn't know I was there, and two, I had no idea how to get out of it. And three, the fact that all my life I was actually in control of it all, and I didn't need to be there. I didn't need to have gone through what I went through, because actually I was in control of all the situations and I could have changed them in a second.
Wow. So, guys, here's what I'm going to share with you, and this is really, really important that you understand this whole process, right? Is that the two variables that we have in the game, right? We have emotions, right, which is this scale, right? And we have choice, which is this scale, right? That's the X and Y axis, right? I think X is this way, Y is that way. I don't know what, I can't remember back to high school, but I'll tell you what, I know there's an X and Y axis, right? But anyway, so we've got this X and Y axis. That is our game controller, right? So the whole timeline that exists from our past, right? We hold these emotions right here, right? Right here in our body, right? Now here's the interesting thing. Nothing in the whole reality has any meaning except for the meaning that we give it. Nothing has any meaning, right? It's a blank slate other than the meaning that we actually assign to it, and that's what we hold on to, okay? Now keep in mind, when you combine this thing, right, with the human condition, which is deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundaries, we don't feel as human beings that we are worth more. We don't feel as human beings that we deserve more. And we don't love ourselves enough just to allow that abundance to come in. Right? Instead of being the rock in the river, just go and be the sponge. Let that water flow through you. That's when you access abundance. That's when you access the ability to manifest and create what you want. But it will not come, guys, unless you love yourself. It will not come unless you love yourself enough to forgive yourself. Because what you've got to understand is that the battle, guys, the battle that we go through every single day, it's not us against the world, right? The world isn't doing stuff to us every day. It's us against us, right? And once we can love ourselves. Okay, so this is why, I talk so much about the daily mirror work, right? So if I was Debbie and I woke up in the morning and I got out of the shower, I'm going to look straight into my eyes, as deep as I can through my reflection. And I'm going to say, I love you, Debbie, just the way you are. 10 times, guys, like push-ups, okay?
Every day, Darren.
Every day, every day, okay? I accept myself unconditionally, even though a part of me feels that I don't deserve to be successful. 10 times every day, every day, every day, every day. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do in addition to that, I'm going to say, you know what? If it's true that I can speak my reality into existence, if that's true, and I can tell you it is, what would be my perfect day? What would be my preferred state of being? And I want you to think about this, guys, because most people don't do this, and then they wonder why they don't get it, right? If you can identify every single area of your life and what would have to happen for you to be in a preferred state of being. Really simple, really, right? Really simple concept. What prevents people from actually writing it out? Guess what? The ego. The ego doesn't want you to change. The ego doesn't want you to make any difference. The ego wants to keep you safe in that little comfort zone where you're at, right? So until you're prepared to surrender the ego and draw that line in the sand and say, I am worth more. I have a bigger vision here. I have a bigger mission here on this planet. Until you get to that point, guys, you will remain stuck. You will remain stuck and you will remain suffering. You have to get to this point where you just get clear. So if everything was perfect for you, right? I mean, obviously life's not perfect. We all know that. We all get these bumps in the road, but those are all little tests that we get to trust this process, right? To know that there's these lessons that we have to learn in order to advance to the next level in the game. So here are the key areas that you need to get clear on, okay? The first area is your health and fitness, right? Your health and fitness. You know, if you feel that you're overweight, well, what weight do you want to be, right? Until you know that, you can't advance, okay? You've got health and fitness, you've got spiritual and emotional, you've got family and relationships, you've got career and travel, you've got financial goals and material things that you want to get, whether it's a new car, a new house, a vacation property, and then contribution, giving back, and making a difference so that you can leave behind a legacy. Now, what if all you had to do was just write that out? Do you realize this, guys? Do you realize that most people will never even do that? How can the universe work for your benefit? What's that?
That's a fantastic exercise strategy.
It really is, because guess what happens? Now you know what you want. You can't get what you want. You cannot get the help of all these other universal laws if you have not identified what it is that you even want. And why do you want it? That's the first step. Okay, so once you can get that clear, so here's what I tell people to do in my Millionaire mentoring, is take a piece of paper, right? And I tell them to do this actually like they were in elementary school, because it will trigger you back to your inner child, to when you were growing up, right? So you take a piece of paper and you take a ruler, right, with a pencil, and you make this little grid, right? These little lines, right? Lines this way, lines this way, right? Now on one side, down the top to bottom, here's what you're going to have. You're going to have health and fitness, spiritual, emotional, family relationships, career travel, financial goals and material things, and contribution, giving back, and making a difference, okay? Now on the top is going to be your timeline. Okay, now you're going to open this up for 5 years. Okay, now what I tell people is, if you're going through Unleash the Alpha Within, if you're going through subconscious mind tapping, open that timeline up for a 5-year period. Okay, now why do I say only 5 years? There's a reason for it, because once you learn these strategies, that 5-year timeline is going to go it's going to come at you so fast, and you're battling the human condition of still not feeling worthy or deserving or loving yourself, right? And not having those boundaries set, so when it starts to come fast, guess what happens? People self-sabotage. They don't feel worthy of it. They don't feel deserving it, so they actually push it away, and they make it happen so that it's not going to happen anymore for them. So just keep it to 5 years. Trust me on this. I've dealt with thousands and thousands of people. Open that thing up for 5 years. So you've got 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, and 5 years. Okay, so now you're going to have this grid, right? This chart, like a matrix. Okay. Now all you need to do is fill in the little boxes. So you're going to start off with health and fitness for 30 days, and then go all the way across that chart, right? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. Then go down one, right? Spiritual and emotional. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, right? Family relationships, bump, 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 all the way across, right? Now, once you have that grid filled, okay, and you know exactly what you want, and you get emotionally connected to it, and then you do your three-dimensional vision board, it opens up a gateway, guys, right? Now, I will share with you right now, I'm working on a new three-dimensional vision board, guys, okay? I don't talk about this stuff and not do it, okay? And I'm going to show you guys here so that you know that what I'm telling you is true. Here's my vision board right now. Now, keep in mind, I don't have any words on this yet, okay? But I want you to see this, because I want you to see these gateways. Look at the car. Look how far it is from the horizon line. Okay, look at the boat and how it looks like it's going right into the sky in another picture. Look how that ring looks three-dimensional. Look how the family is sitting together around the fireplace, right? Look how the woman here in the front looks so far distant from the skiers in the background. Notice how the car is going right into the other picture. Okay, now I don't have any pictures on here, guys, yet, or any words yet. Okay, this is the start of my next evolution, because I know how powerful this is. This is what I've used. This is a strategy that I've used to raise tens of millions of dollars myself personally. This is how I became a millionaire at 35 years old. Guys, I do this stuff. Don't think I'm immune to the human condition. Don't think that I don't do proclamations every day. Don't think that I don't talk about the wave particle theory and teach people how we manifest things. And until people actually watch this happen, they don't believe it. So I'll get on a millionaire mentoring coaching call and I'll start doing proclamations. Okay? I'll start speaking my reality into existence. And as I'm talking, congratulations, you just signed up a new rep. Congratulations, somebody just upgraded to the inner circle. Congratulations, you just sold the top producer formula. How does that happen? It happens because of this, broadcasting out to those electrons, right? So, Michelle, let me ask you this. When you started to apply this into your life, when you went through subconscious mind tapping and you actually said, you know what, I'm going to surrender my pride and my ego. I'm going to totally go for this. I'm going to start doing exactly what Darren says. What happened for you?
Things just started happening. I mean, and they started happening fast. Like, boom. You talk about that quantum boom. It just was like, boom. It was right there. I got 3 sign-ups. Oh, I got 2 sign-ups one day. Then I got 3 sign-ups the next day. My friend requests were jamming. My family started, you know, being more accepting and loving. Just everything just started really coming together. It was really sweet. It was really nice. But I had to go through some Kleenex, like you said. I really had to go through some Kleenex.
You know, guys, here's what I'm going to share with you. A lot of people, they come to me and they say, you know, Darren, can you teach me how to become a millionaire? And I say, absolutely, I can, right? So there's two things that you're going to need in order to get there. Okay, this is what I tell them. Number one, you're going to need a box of Kleenex. Okay. Number two, you're going to need some confetti, right? Now, a lot of people don't do this. Okay. Now, Debbie and I actually had a conversation about this, because if you don't go through this entire process, guys, here's what happens. You have an open loop, right? So that means that you set an intention, you set a strategy, you're on a path, right? You achieve your goal, but there's none of this. Right? That's the missing component, right? It's not a closed loop. So what happens is that people set an intention, they put together a strategy, they hit their goal, but they never give themselves a pat on the back. There's no celebration, right? They don't go for a manicure or a pedicure or a massage, or for me, like, I really love watches, right? So when I had a situation where in one day I made $7,163, that was the best I'd ever done, right, online. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm not very much further ahead of you guys. You guys really got to understand this, okay, on this path. When I first started online, this is a true story, and I logged onto Facebook, I started having vertigo. Okay, I started having dizzy spells, right? It was like my whole world started spinning, right? When I logged into my first training program, which was My Lead System Pro, I went into such overwhelm to learn what to do to set up a lead capture page or how to load my autoresponder, that for 90 straight days, guys, okay, 90 days, this is no bullshit, okay, I had cold sweats at night. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at night, right? This is a true story, even now. Do you know that when Empower Network rolled out their new system, right, it took me 2.5 weeks before I even connected my autoresponder to the new system. 2.5 weeks. I had to mentally prepare myself for going through and doing this simple, tiny task. Okay, this is true.
Believe it.
Now, I will also share with you guys that when I first started to do a little bit of traffic, right, I tested the Empower regular lead cap page, and now I wanted to test like a customized funnel, okay? Now, in order for me to get a customized funnel, I had to get a software program. Oh, oh my God, it's software? Right, so it took me a week to mentally prepare to deal with the software. 1 week, okay? Then when I started the process, I couldn't get my lead capture page hooked up to my Aweber account. So that took another week of going back and forth with customer support, right, from ClickFunnels, right? And I was like, I don't know, I've like tried everything, I've like reloaded my Aweber, I've set up the whole system again. I don't get it. Like, why doesn't this thing work, and why can't I talk to anybody, right? I was very frustrated. So as this time was going, my mind is trying to figure this out. How can I do this? How can I, right? It didn't make any sense, because I figured if I had a lead capture page, I could forward it to Empower Network's video, right? Which would make sense, right? And it kept on not sending out the autoresponder messages. So I'm resetting it up again. I'm rejigging it again. I'm redoing it again. I'm like, I don't get it. It's not working, right? Here's what I found. And it was so stupid, right? It had to go from the lead capture page to a thank you page first before it would launch onto the system, right? Now, it took me like probably 10 days in total. But here's what I'm going to share with you guys. I still did it. I'm not technical. I didn't sleep at night. I had cold sweats, but I still pulled it off. I still followed through. I still emailed customer support. I didn't go, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, I can't do it. I'm not good at this stuff. Right? I didn't do that, right? I took action. Granted, it maybe took me 10 days longer than the average person, right? But I still did it. I still did it. And that's what you've got to understand. People say, well, I can't do that. You need to say to yourself, how can I do that? Okay, because I could have easily said, I'm not technical. I don't. Right? But instead, I just took the little tiny baby steps. Now, what I'll share with you is that in our group, we have somebody that's technical, right? Daniela actually does outsourcing. So she can be your tech person. So if you say, well, I don't know how to load up my autoresponder, contact Daniela, right? For $99, she'll help you set up everything, right? So if that's the barrier between you and your dream, 99 bucks to get somebody else to do it, guys, then you're not meant to be an entrepreneur. So you've got to start to take responsibility for your life. Because if Michelle, who was brand new, within 90 days can get herself on the top 10 in the leaderboards, right? Anybody can do it, guys. And that's why I'm so proud of Michelle. I'm so excited for Michelle right now. Because do you realize, guys, that once you're at that point where you've just seen your name on the leaderboards one time, here's what happens. Your confidence, your vibration goes, now she's vibrating at a leader. Now she's unstoppable. Now that doesn't matter what anybody says about her dream, right? She knows she's going to get her dream. She knows that nothing and nobody is going to stop her from her dream. She's going to make this happen. There's a good chance in the next 30 days that she will be a bronze member. How about that? From a brand new newbie that's never done anything like this her whole life, right? So what did she do differently? Number one, she surrendered her pride and her ego. Number two, she copied and pasted, right? She didn't try to make up new content. She copied what works, okay? Now, here's what I do, guys. Okay, now a lot of people say, hold on a sec, Darren, like you write that really good copy, right? Guess what I do? I log into David Wood, Aaron Rashkin, Ankur Agarwal, Tracy Walker, Justin Varengia, and I copy and paste their emails. Go figure. And I ranked number 4 on the leaderboards for 7 days. Just from copying and pasting? Yes! That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. That's how this works. Why would anybody want to try and reinvent the wheel when all you have to do, here's your task, guys, okay? I'm going to show you how simple this really is. You're brand new to iPass, okay? You're brand new to Empower Network. You don't even know technical stuff, okay? Let me take the worst case scenario here. So I buy the program, okay? I make sure I have an autoresponder. I hire Danielle to set it up for me. I spend 99 bucks and I know it's set up now, okay? I log into 8 to 10 of the top income earners, right? I copy their emails and I send those out to my list, okay? Now, I've got a number of different ways that I can use to generate new people, right? And generate more inquiries. Now, most people, their ego won't let them do this. Okay. Michelle, do you believe that we have value on our Millionaire mentoring? Did it completely, totally change every aspect of your life?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. Debbie, do we have value in our Millionaire mentoring? Did it completely transform every single area of your life?
Absolutely. And
Okay.
still is.
Shirley, when you first started on Millionaire mentoring and you see how far you've come on this path, do you feel that we have value in Millionaire mentoring?
Absolutely. Every week made a difference. It's just like every time you think you know it all, and then you attend the next one, you find out so much more that you didn't know before.
Okay. So what I'm going to share with you guys is this, okay? Right now, what I'm going to do on forward here, because I want to have everybody with a situation where they go, okay, that I know I've got no excuses now, right? I got no excuses, okay? Because I want to make the offer so irresistible that people can't even say no to you, okay? They can't even say no to you. Because what I'm going to share with you guys here tonight is that people will join whatever I tell them to join so they can get access to this mentoring. Hear what I said again. People will join whatever I tell them to join if they could get access to this right here tonight. How about that? Somebody says to me, you know, I say, you know, I show this on my real life training, right, on my Millionaire Mentoring, on my live recruiting. I say, if I was to tell you, okay, if I was to tell you that my students make as much as $8,500 their very first month, and as much as $11,500 by month 2, and it was only whatever it is I want to bring them in at. Okay, whatever it is. Now, if I want to bring them at a blog, an inner circle mindset, I say, and it's only $216.95 to get started in Millionaire Mentoring. Is that something that might interest you? Now, keep in mind, I've already found that they're not connected to their passion. They're not living their passion. They're already hating what they're doing. They've already given me the number of how much they need to leave their job, and I tell them that. There's no resistance, guys. Okay, now, in addition to that, we offer over $4,700 a month in Millionaire Mentoring for this team. You guys have that as an asset to be able to recruit with, okay? So, Dan, are you there?
I'm here, Darren.
Okay. So, Dan, let me ask you a question. You know, when you know, saw a bunch of things, you saw a bunch of you know, testimonials happening with people that are having just massive breakthroughs. Is it true that you came to an Empower Network event with $2,000 cash in your pocket and handed it to me because you wanted to get access to Millionaire Mentoring? Is that a true story?
100%.
Okay. So guys, what I'm going to share with you is this. People actually pay me to go through this whole process. This isn't any BS. This isn't any hype, right? I'm not saying that you guys have access to over $4,700 a month in Millionaire Mentoring, because Dan paid me $2,000, right, to go through 8 sessions with me, right? Seriously. Now, what I'm going to share with you is that that is a huge asset for your recruiting tool, because these type of live panels where you can interact and you can actually see live recruiting happening, people don't get access to this type of stuff, guys. Trust me. They get into a business, they don't have anything, they don't know what to do, they don't get access to a live mentor like this, especially in a one-on-one format where you can actually see the process happening live. Live, guys. Now, that is a massive recruiting tool, because do you realize that people out there that are in this industry, they don't care what they're marketing. They just want to make money. That's the truth. They could care less what they're marketing. Show me how to make money. I'm in pain. I got credit card pain, foreclosure pain. I hate my job pain. I hate my boss pain. I can't spend enough time with my kids pain. My son has a baseball game and I can't be there because I'm working. They want a way out, guys. Do you realize that? They want a way out. And you are literally standing at the gateway to the promised land holding the keys like this in your hand. And the moment that you take ownership of that, I can hand you the keys, but I can't force you to accept the keys, guys. I want you to understand this. I can hand you the keys to universal abundance. I can give you the 5 steps to wealth creation. I can show you exactly what you've got to do to clean up your timeline and to surrender, relinquish, and love yourself. I can show you how to create a gateway. I can show you how to speak your reality into existence. I can give you the exact formula that I've personally used, guys, to raise tens of millions of dollars and make almost $4 million in a single year. But I can't force you to take action. How about that? I can't force you to show up on the panel to learn these strategies, to learn how simple and easy, once you surrender and realize it's not you against the world, it's you against you. And until you're prepared to let this stuff out of your body, you cannot advance in the game, guys. It's not possible. And so many of the people that are out there, the human race, right? Do you realize that the elites that run the world, okay, what they do is they keep the entire human race at a very suppressed low vibration, okay? So they actually don't want our children to even learn how to make money. So they keep them busy for 12 years. Okay, they put the curriculum together so that by the time they graduate, they don't know anything. They're completely stupid. They don't know anything. They're not self-sufficient and they can't make an income. Okay? Then what they do is they have control of the newspapers, the media, the television networks, the 6 o'clock news, and they put so much negativity into our interaction, right, into our input, that they suppress the vibration of the entire human race. Don't think it's by accident. They want for you to be a slave. Do you realize that? They want for you to be in a waking trance. They want for you to be powerless. That's what they want. Because if they can keep that whole human race at bay, right, they can do their bigger game, which is the monopoly game. Right? They can fund the weapons that go out to the wars. They can actually play their monopoly game. That's how the game works, guys. So until you cut off all the media, you cut off all the newspapers, you cut off all the input from all of that negative programming, and you cut off all the contact with anybody who's in victimhood in your reality. Cut it off. You can only surround yourself with people that support your vision and your dream. You have to create a bubble for yourself. Okay? It's really important, guys. Very important. If you've got parents that don't support your dream, go work in the library. If you've got a spouse that doesn't support your dream, you need to go work at Starbucks. If you've got friends that don't support your dream, you need to cut them off. Get new friends. It's really, really simple. Surround yourself with people that believe in you. Surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up and propel you to that next level. So get a core group of people. All you need is 5. 5 people will change your life. Okay? But you want those 5 people to be people that you're reaching up to in their level of success, right? You want to be reaching up to those people. You want to be the lowest person on the totem pole, okay? Really important, guys. If you're the highest person on the whole totem pole, then you need to make a new group to go to the next level, right? You will become the average of the 5 people that you hang out with. You will become the average. Add up all their incomes, divide by 5, you'll have your income plus or minus 10 grand. Try it, you'll see, and it'll blow your mind. So if every person that you're hanging out with is broke, you're the next broke person. But if every single person that you're hanging out with is where you want to be, where there's 7-figure income earners, multiple 7-figure income earners, guess what magically happens? You start rising up to their vibration, you start rising up to the next level, and you become unstoppable. Okay? So here's what I'm going to share with you. Guess who was one of the people that Michelle spent a pretty significant amount of time with? Me. How about that? Look what happened. So her relationships changed. Situations that she thought of wouldn't happen the way that she wanted them to happen, happened. She went from having no home to living in a beautiful 3,000 square foot home and only having to pay $400 a month. Guys, you think that's an accident that all this stuff, she gets in the top 10 of the leaderboards? You think that's all an accident? It's not. That's how this works, right? So what you've got to understand is that what most people won't do is just show up, step 1. Step 2, they won't surrender their pride and their ego and just actually do the steps. So if you don't have technical skills, hire Daniela, step 1. Just get your autoresponder working, okay? If you don't know any strategies on what to be able to do to get traffic, there's tons of stuff that we provide, guys, okay? I provide the whole team with my direct traffic source, right? The traffic that I'm buying right now to send to my lead capture page. Now, what's going to be the difference between, say, the results that you get and the results that I get? If it's the exact same traffic, guess what's going to be the difference? This. What I expect to have happen. What do I think about? What do I speak about? And how am I emotionally connected to the results that I want? Okay? Now, what happened in this last week is that I started to revisualize. You guys saw me post my proclamation in the group, right? Okay, and I posted it on my wall. That is called a naked soul, guys. That is called vulnerability. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is where I'm going. And I'm going to broadcast this to the world. What happened as soon as I did that? I went up as high as number 2 on the leaderboards. How's that work? You mean, Darren, all you did was you claimed what you wanted from the universe? You just claimed it? You just spoke it into the reality? You posted it in the group and you posted it on your wall and you spoke it into the reality on all of your coaching calls? Is that all you did? Yes! Yes, guys, that is my point. Yes, that's what I did. I spoke it into the reality. My phone is ringing off the hook with incoming calls. Leaders are calling me from all 4 corners of the world. Every person that I talk to wants to join my business. I believe that in every single cell of my being. I believe that. I believe I'm going to be a gold leader this month. I got 2 weeks left, and I got about 3 grand left to do. And somehow, some way, bang, I'm going to break through and take that to gold. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that by helping you guys. That's what's going to do this. Because the more that I can share this knowledge that I have, the more that you guys just trust me. How could I go from a flat? Okay, keep in mind, when Empower Network went and they were in their building stage, I was on a different program for 3 months. It wasn't until they actually launched that I did a campaign. So in 2 weeks, I went from flatline to silver in 2 weeks. How did I do that? I proclaimed that was going to be the way. I spoke that into the reality. I start to fly over top like I'm looking down like an eagle, looking over at a blueprint, picturing people are going to go all in. They're going to go all in. They're going to go all in. I got people phoning me. That's exactly it. Now here's I'm going to share with you a story. Now, right now on the line, I've got Adriana with me, okay? Now, Adriana connected with me when I was in Los Angeles. Guys, I'm going to share with you complete vulnerability here, okay? Complete naked soul, okay? Imagine this. You were $36 away from hitting your next level in your advancement. 36 bucks away from going to another level. Okay, so I'm at bronze, and I'm $36 away from going to silver. Okay? And I'm trying every strategy that I know. I'm posting on my wall. I'm posting in the group. I'm basically offering a bonus that if you sign in at any of these levels, that I'm going to give you this. It was like 3 hours of Millionaire mentoring, right? It was like over $1,000. If you just, all I'm looking for is 36 bucks, right? Right? And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. How am I going to be able to generate $36? So I email my list, okay? That means I'm emailing 18,000 people. Nobody's biting. How am I going to do this? I need $36. I posted on my wall. Nothing. I posted in the group. Nothing. I'm like, how could this be? How could I be short 36 bucks and not be able to hit my next level? Okay, so guess what I do? I go back to the basics that I teach. I get in front of my vision board. I start proclaiming it into the reality. I am at silver. I am at silver. My phone is ringing off the hook with incoming calls. Somebody right now is going to call me and they're going to go all in. I'm telling you, they're going to go all in. My phone rings. It's Adriana. She says, Darren, I'm ready to go all in. Now, this is literally, guys, I'm telling you, like at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. I only have a little tiny window of opportunity to be able to close that. $36. That's all I need is 36 bucks to be able to put me over the edge. Okay? So instead of getting the 3,600 or $36, I get 3,000 from implementing the strategies that I teach. Guys, I can't fake that. I can't fake that. Adrienne, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Adrienne, is that pretty accurate that you called me at, it was like 9:30 at night or something like that and said I'm ready to go all in?
Yes, it was, I don't remember if it was, I don't remember the exact time, but it was around that time. And I didn't know that all of that was happening because I was having my own situation. So, yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I decided to go all in, and I'm having a slow start, but I'm still focused and still going to do it.
Awesome. Guys, you know, here's the cool thing is that what I want for everybody to realize here is that, you know, each one of us, we all have our little bubble, right? We all have this little bubble, right? You know, we all live in the same world, but we don't live in the same realities. That's what you guys got to understand. We all live in the same world, but we don't live in the same realities, okay? And you've got to take ownership that your reality is created by your thoughts, your words, and your emotions, and the one thing that's holding you back is you against you. And until you surrender and relinquish and love yourself enough to feel worthy, you're stuck. How about that? You cannot advance until you love yourself enough to feel that abundance is your birthright. There's not enough money in the world that can pay you for your worth. And just show up. Be with a group of people that love you and support you, that want to lift you up and give you wings to fly. Just like what Michelle did. Okay? Michelle is the same as all of us, guys. She's the same. But what's different about Michelle is she had that burning desire inside. Nothing and nobody was going to stop Michelle. And she said, you know what? If anybody can help me, it's somebody who's already done it. So what if I just started spending a little bit more time with that person? What if I showed up every week for Millionaire Mentoring? What if I got 3 hours every Saturday and wham, breakthrough? Now she's seeing herself on the leaderboards. What do you think's happened to her confidence level once she saw her name pop up on there? She's a different person, guys. People don't look at Michelle the same way they did 90 days ago. That is fact. That is 100% fact. And that can happen for you. That can happen for you. Surrender your pride. Surrender your ego. Follow these basic things. There's one goal that we have. Get qualified buyers to a lead capture page. That's it. Copy the leaders on what you're going to send them for your follow-up. And make money. It's really simple. Real super simple, guys. So Shirley, any closing comments?
Isn't that all still, just listening to Michelle and Debbie's breakthroughs, and I just realized that's exactly what I went through, and how Debbie was saying that it was a little scary, and it is scary because it's the feeling that I can describe. The best way that I could describe it is that it's like waiting for your turn, and you have that nervous feeling, like you're going to be next, and then you're just boiling up inside. You're breathing really fast, and you're not even doing anything. Because seriously, when that happened to me, I was just sitting on my laptop, and I didn't know what was going on. So this is all real for the people that aren't on the panel and they're watching this. Taking the steps and the actions and the mentoring, it's all real. It comes to the same conclusion by getting the results that you proclaimed and wanted for yourself. So it's amazing.
Awesome, awesome. Rona, any closing thoughts? Rona, you're muted, just so you know.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, I changed in leaps and bounds since I've been coming to this mentoring, and since I've been talking with Michelle, and I've been copying and pasting, and you're right, it does make a difference. And I can't wait to start prospecting. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to get in touch with Adriana.
Cool. Awesome. So Adriana, any closing thoughts? Unmute yourself there.
Hello. Well, I am definitely going to do a 3D board. I don't know the exact strategy that you used, but I would like to start one soon. I want to congratulate Michelle, and a lot of the stuff that Darren talks about is really on point. I think my life is in a similar direction. He always says that he's in the matrix. I feel like I'm in a similar situation because things are so synchronized sometimes, and I kind of jumped in right when the new comp plan started, and it just kind of always happens like that for me for some reason. So I don't know. I think that it's a great company, and I feel like I'm on the right path, and just want to be able to dive in more and get results and get other people results.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm excited.
Cool. Dan, any closing comments?
You want to go?
Dan?
Hey, Darren. Yeah, I mean, I keep coming back because every time I get on these hangouts, I get value. You know, even though, like you said, I paid for one-on-one coaching, I still get huge value.
Okay, go ahead, Dan. I couldn't hear you there for a second.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that, you know, even though having you as a one-on-one coach was huge value, these hangouts are still huge value too, or I wouldn't keep coming back. I get something every time I'm here.
I'm not hearing anything anymore.
Cool. So, Debbie, any closing comments?
Okay.
Yeah, because you were talking about the matrix, I'm actually going to revisit my matrix because I haven't actually looked at it for a few weeks, and just see, you know, what I wrote down to where I am now, to kind of where the time span that I gave it, because I know things have happened before the time I gave it to happen, if that makes sense. So I'm really going to revisit that. But yeah, the value that I get from these, are, you know, it's worth being here at 3 a.m. in the morning because, you know, the gems are just fantastic, you know, and I can then relay them down to my team and, you know, just share what you share with me and what you share with the rest of the panel, you know, how duplicatable everything is and how we can just share it with our own teams and, you know, get our own teams onto the panel as well, you know, and it's just priceless.
Guys, I just want to make a point here, and I don't know if any of you caught this, but I want you to really focus right now. Debbie, what do you have right now on your chest there? What is that?
It's my pad and my pen.
That, my friend, is how you break through, right there. And Debbie is living proof, because Debbie today is not the same woman that she was 90 days ago. And it's because she shows up, consistently shows up with a pen and notepad in hand, and she applies those strategies that she's learned every single week. Okay, now when Debbie, you know, this is really interesting, guys, because what happens for most people is that they come up against one of these, right? And here's what they do. Right? Debbie didn't do that. Debbie went, bam, and she broke through. And that's what it takes, guys. Show up. I'm happy to pour out all this knowledge that I have, guys, literally unconditionally from my heart, to try to help every single person on this panel to break through to their next level, to have the freedom lifestyle, right? But all you got to do is be here. Right now, a lot of people say, Darren, why is it that 97% of the people fail in this type of business model? I'll tell you why. Because only 3% show up. Right? That's why. 3% show up for Millionaire Mentoring. That's why they break through. That's why they have success. The rest of the people are probably watching reruns of MASH right now. That's a true story. That's really what goes on. They don't have a burning desire, they haven't raised their standards, and they don't have that belief in their dream. Because if they did, they would be here today, right? So, Helen, any closing remarks before we wrap up?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Darren, for being so transparent. I have been sabotaged myself for the past. I work and then I work and then I don't see the result. I sit back and then I don't want to work anymore. It's kind of debating, does this work for me? It does not work for me. And then I talk myself out of the game. So for the past week, like that I have been on this millionaire mentoring. So I put myself out a little bit more time on the computer, a little bit more repost building with Facebook chat. I got a sign up last night.
All right, Helen. Helen, go Helen.
This again is something that it really that we have to focus on what we want and do the job. You know what you want and you're not willing to do the job, you go nowhere. That's what I said there. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations, Helen. You have no idea how happy that makes me, because I'm just, Helen, like, you're just such an amazing woman. You're just so talented. You're just so incredible. And I just really, I just know that if you just stick to this path and you just keep on showing up, that you're going to get to your breakthrough. And this 1 week, look what happened, guys, for Helen in 1 week.
Thank you.
Just showed up, right? That's what makes Helen different, right? That's why she's getting success. Even though she doubted herself, even though she hit the walls, even though she didn't think that she could do it, she showed up for 1 week, bam, right? She got her first sign up, and that's her first confirmation that what she's doing can work, right? So just keep on showing up, Helen.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle, the superstar of tonight, baby.
Oh my gosh, all these kudos. I have never gotten so much recognition in my whole life. I'm no more special than anyone out there, and I just want everybody to know that it's just persistency, and like Darren says, just keep showing up, because if you just keep showing up, your breakthrough will happen. It's just going to happen, because Darren has that way of just getting to you. What he says is total truth. The energy is there, the vibration is there. What he says just transforms you. It's going to change you, and if you just keep showing up and doing what he says, you're gonna get your breakthrough. That's just all there is to it. So just do not give up. That's it in a nutshell, really.
Awesome. Guys, what I want to share with you is this, okay? If I can take somebody, okay, that was once completely homeless, okay, this is actually a true story, and I talk about this in my subconscious mind tapping. Stephen Munson, when he met me, was living on the couch of a friend's house. He had nothing. He had lost everything, okay? He said, Darren, can you show me how to become a millionaire? I said, absolutely, I can. Are you coachable? He said, yeah, I am. For the first little bit, he resisted his ego. Right? It's like the fight, the inner battle, right? All of a sudden, he surrendered. He said, Darren, I will do every single thing that you tell me, every single step that you tell me to do, okay? I said, do this 3-dimensional vision board. He did 5. I said, listen to Dr. Poulos' Deep Trance Identification. He listened to it 3 times a day. He did every single thing that I told him to do. Everything. And then some. Within 6 months, this is a homeless person, within 6 months, he had a $20,000 month. I want you to think about the impact of this, guys. A homeless guy who's living on the couch of a friend's house because he lost everything. And it wasn't until he was willing to take responsibility of his thoughts, his words, his emotions to make the shift. Surrender his pride and his ego and be coachable. Do you realize that right now as we speak, it's maybe about 2 years later, Stephen Munson is launching his own network marketing company. How about that? The same guy that was homeless, the same guy that was living on a couch of a friend's house, is now in the best shape of his life and launching his own health and wellness company. Because if that is not a testament, for it doesn't matter how far down the rabbit hole you are, you can change your life if you plug in. You can change your life if you just show up. If you just follow these strategies and you learn the science of getting rich, you learn about quantum physics, here's what I will tell you guys, and you can take this to the bank. You will never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Now, I don't know if you'll surrender your pride and your ego. I don't know if you show up. But I can tell you this, my training is not up for trial, guys. It's not maybe it will work. Okay? It will work 100% of the time if you just show up. Bottom line. Serious. If a homeless guy can be starting his own network marketing company in 2 years, if somebody who's making $4,000 a month can have a $70,000 a month this year, if people can go from divorce to remarrying their wife, if people can go from almost being in divorce to being in love again, if people can have from no contact with their kids to the best relationships they've ever had, if people can have from no contact with their parents to having a total peace and harmony with their parents, totally homeless to financial freedom, trust me, you can do it too. But you've got to throw your hat over the wall. If you're seeing this video, guys, click the link below around this video. Because the moment that you do, the moment that you throw your hat over the wall, the moment that you say, I'm worth it, I deserve more, I love myself, I'm not going to suffer anymore, I'm going to make a change, and I'm going to make that change today. The moment that you do that, the moment that you take action, your life as you know it will never, ever be the same. And I don't care if there's anybody around you that believes in you, the team believes in you. And that's all you need. You can cut off all contact with the rest of the world and know that the team's here to support you, to lift you up, to empower you to be the best version of you. And once that happens, and you have a little tiny success, doesn't matter what it is, guys, it can be one single sale. Once that one sale happens, you know what you're going to go? Oh my God, this is real. I can do this. So you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes. Thanks a lot for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP Millionaire Mentoring session, and have a great night. All the best.